Let's talk a little Georgia Bulldog recruiting, as UGA's class could get a big boost down the road from some of these weekend visitors. And we're going to start with the number one running back in America this weekend. He was at Athens. Steve, what are you hearing on Savian Haidider?
Well, coming into the visit this weekend, dialogue between Georgia and Savian Haidider has been as strong as it always has. Josh Crawford, Georgia's running backs coach, has done an excellent job recruiting him. Georgia's pedigree as a program, the culture, the style of play, all things that excite him. And I heard this official visit, he really had a good time hanging out with players in the running back room, getting around them. Another source that spent time with Savian Haidider said that he is all business. So just getting around Kirby Smart, Coach Crawford, and this program and talking ball was certainly another highlight in his fit. And you talk to some people that spent time with him, they feel like it could be Georgia-Michigan battle. Now, again, my intel still kind of favors Michigan, Tennessee, but that doesn't mean you rule out Ohio State. Had a great visit to Ohio State, great relationship with Carlos Lachlan and company as well. Michigan and Tennessee have the next two visits. But Georgia, if you consider them a dark horse coming into the visit, they definitely feel like a contender coming out of the visit. And he's given all four schools an opportunity to recruit him down the stretch. Sounds like it was a great visit to Georgia. He posted some pictures and stuff on social media. Again, people that spent time with Savian Haidider and his parents had a terrific time with them in Georgia. They're going to continue pushing for Savian Haidider. They're in it for Derek Cooper. They're in it for Jay Lamar. You figure Georgia's got a good chance to land one of those three, and they're swinging hard for Savian Haidider, the number one running back in the country.
Yeah, Dawg's got some options on that running back board. So, speaking of this weekend, who else do you think Georgia maybe made up some ground with this weekend?
Well, let's talk about P.J. Dean. He's one of the most coveted defensive linemen in the country. His brother, Jared Wilson, played for the Bulldogs before hearing his name in the NFL draft this past year on the offensive line. And look, my on 3 RPMs on Ohio State, but I think there was a lot of talk about him coming to Georgia this weekend and what that would look like, in the excitement, and Coach Trey Scott and Coach Schumann, Coach Kirby Smart, and all of them. I've had my on 3 RPM on Georgia before. Perhaps maybe it ends up with the Bulldogs again, but he's got an upcoming visit to Ohio State. South Carolina's done a terrific job for him. So all three of those programs remain very relevant for PJ Dean. If Georgia's pushing for Caden Harris, Vanderbilt cornerback commit, top 100 player, I think that they can flip him and get it done. He talked about there being elite guys everywhere at Georgia, guys that are about their business. Georgia, who's their tight end going to be this cycle to join the young man that they have committed from Saline, Michigan, Lincoln Keys? And obviously I like where Georgia stands with Caden Prothro as they battle Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Texas, to name a few. But Braden Fogle was on campus this weekend, and I think there were a couple times where he was close to committing to Georgia. And he talked about Georgia's track record of developing NFL talent, being second to none, and getting around Coach Smart, Coach Hartley. He said going to Georgia, learning the concepts, protections, and schemes that teams mirror on Sunday, that kind of experience is rare on the college level. He was at LSU last weekend, Georgia this weekend. I think it's an SEC battle with Notre Dame and Penn State trying to change that. But Akini Ogboko, an offensive lineman that Georgia is in the middle of it for. They just landed a commitment from in-state player Zachary Lewis at the point of attack. Fletcher Turk was an offensive lineman that visited this week, and he's going to camp this week. If he has a good camp, I could see him in Georgia's class. And I think Georgia's got a good chance to flip four-star receiver Tyron Wortham from UCF. He's been to Georgia in each of the last 2 weekends. So that's the biggest buzz coming out of a Georgia weekend. They have the number 5 class in the country, looking to be in the top 3 for a 10th straight year. And they're in the middle of it for these guys.